Let me tell you what life is like in Saudi Arabia for my young reporters. There are no movies, no theaters, no plays, no nightclubs, no music, no dating. The internet is monitored and controlled. There are very few parks or museums. There's no political life, no political parties, no unions. That entire space of life that we call civil society simply doesn't exist. In the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, there are royal highnesses and ordinary highnesses and everybody else. Even very rich people like the Bin Ladens know their place. You may be rich, but you are not royal. In a nation where human images are forbidden, portraits of the king and the top princes are everywhere. The streets are named after them, the hospitals, the universities. The royal family not only owns the country, they hoard all the glory. You are a guest in their house. There's nothing between the government and the mosque except shopping. Recently, in Jeddah, a new IKEA furniture store opened its doors, and it was such a thrilling event that 15,000 people showed up. 2 were trampled to death. Consider the idleness, the boredom, the youthful population, the widespread resentment of the royal family, which steals 30 to 40% of the national revenue. Any social scientist would tell you Saudi Arabia is overripe for revolution, especially when you throw in the religious fanaticism that's such a part of the fabric of the culture. The pressures for explosive, total change in the kingdom seem irresistible. What force is greater than the anger, the frustration, the despair, the hopelessness that everywhere else in the world has led to revolutions, coups, and civil wars, but in Saudi Arabia has resulted in a kind of social coma? Fear is that force. I'm not speaking of fear of the government. The Saudis don't fear their government. It's not nearly as cruel to its citizens or subjects, to use the correct word, as the Egyptians are. No. What they fear is the alternative. Look at the neighborhood the Saudis live in. The revolution in Egypt brought on an enduring autocracy far less liberal than the monarchy it replaced. Ditto Syria. In Iran, the revolution brought the mullahs. In Somalia, tribal chaos. And of course, Iraq, which embodies all the fears the Saudis harbor about their own future. Change does not equal progress in the Middle East. The whirl of events has produced a paralyzing fear in Saudi Arabia.